Put my lunch away. Yeah, don't be mad at me. I know I'm using a plastic bag. See what Mr. Park's up to. We were supposed to film this concentration lab today. All right. Hey, Mr. Park.
Hey.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
What are you doing?
We're concentrating. You said to go and concentrate, so we're concentrating.
No, dum-dum. I said we're gonna film a lab about concentration.
What? This is concentration.
Is that your king?
I'm concentrating right now.
Oh, man. Iron Man, pretty... I don't know. Dr. Mario, he's a little smarter than average Mario. Who's winning right now?
It's a little early.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
So it's not like checkers?
No, not at all.
'Cause I'm really good at checkers.
Not at all.
So you just move people into only the white spots? Is that...
No,
No.
each piece
And then if you have
has-
more pieces on white spots, you win?
No.
Not quite.
You
But
wanna
am I close, though?
You want to capture the other person's king.
No. That seems easy enough. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can win. I win. Checkmate. Let's do this lab. Okay. So we're going to be looking at concentration. Mr. Park, I know that we can find concentration by figuring out how much solute is dissolved in a certain amount of solvent. What do you got there?
Yeah, I've got sodium iodide solution. So
That's not Mountain Dew.
This is no.
No?
That's actually not the first thing I would have thought of, anyways, when I saw this.
I know. I didn't want to do that on camera, though. Mr. Park, we probably should weigh that flask, huh?
Yeah, we need to know the weight because we need the mass of the solute at the end.
Okay. And since this is the only scale in this entire lab that we ever use, let's keep using it.
That's right.
It's got the best view, you know, unencumbered view, tree limbs and storage units. And then if you look really closely, you can actually see the Aldi.
The back of the Aldi.
There it is. Beautiful.
Where students get tickets for parking illegally.
Yeah. There we go. 41.183 grams. Super exciting. Yeah. So, Mr. Park, what do you got there? What's that instrument?
So this is a pipette, and this is a pipette filler. So the way this works is there's a chamber in here, and then I can expand the chamber by rotating the thumb wheel. If you can imagine a chamber in here opening up, the higher this goes.
So it decreases the pressure inside the chamber.
So it creates a vacuum inside, right? And so the air pressure, once I dip this into liquid, the air pressure pushes the liquid up into the vacuum.
Wasn't there an instrument we learned about last unit that operates the same way?
A manometer,
I'm thinking of a barometer.
a barometer.
A barometer, yeah.
Okay. Yes, this measures the bariness of liquid.
The berryness, I like it. So I'm looking at this long glass tube. It says 5 on it. So do you just have to suck up the liquid to the 5 mark? Like right there, stop.
No. See, there's a calibrated line, and that's where the 5 actually is. It's right here.
Oh.
Every pipette has a slightly different placement of the line because they're actually painstakingly calibrated in the factory. That's why they're more expensive than a regular piece of glassware.
Gotcha. All right, nice and gentle. I can still, there's still a little tiny meniscus there.
Yep.
Looks like a little higher. Perfect.
All right.
Nice job.
And so to dispense the liquid, I'm going to let the air rush in and push the liquid out.
That's kind of the same trick that you use at like you have a Coke or something and you put a straw in it, put your finger on top, and then when you let your finger go, it all dumps out on your friend's head. Well, who used to be your friend's head?
I guess some people do that.
Yeah. Not everyone's as mature as you are, Mr. Park.
All right, so now we got to get the mass of the solution.
Shouldn't we just heat it?
No, we need the mass of the solution. Believe me, I made this mistake before.
Oh, years ago probably, right?
4
Like when you
seconds.
were in your teaching infancy, you wouldn't make that mistake now, would you?
No, never.
Okay. 46.480 grams is that's not the mass of the solution, right? That's the mass of...
Well, we're weighing both the flask and the solution, right? So you gotta subtract.
Mr. Park dropping knowledge. Okay, so whole goal of the lab is to try to figure out how much solute we have, right? So we got to separate the solute from the solvent. Couldn't we just filter it?
The ions are too small that they would pass through the filter paper.
Well, I know water can boil, right?
water can boil. So we can boil the water. The water will evaporate out, but the solute would not, because the solute's boiling point is much, much higher than the water's.
Hey, question for you. Since the liquid is kind of a yellowish color, would the solute be yellow?
Possibly. But sometimes the way that light interacts with solutes changes. The color of the solid is not necessarily the color that you see here. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll have to see. All right, so let's light that up and let it go. And then we're probably going to have to do some time lapse, I believe, because it's going to take a few minutes.
No. They're going to watch this in real time.
Okay, yeah, that'd be exciting. Cool.
This is where you probably should set that on the stand.
Yeah. You want to go get that stand for me?
You got it, Fran?
You betcha.
So, you know my new car?
Yeah, you got a Toyota.
It's a hybrid. And it gives you what's called an eco score, an eco driving score.
Yeah.
So, based on how much you accelerate, how hard you brake, the idea is when you brake gently, you recoup most of the energy, right? And that recharges the battery.
Mhm.
But if you brake too sharply,
The heat dissipates.
Right, it's
and-
lost, right? So
Yep.
it's not great. So,
Ooh, we got some fogging up going on.
some condensation.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
So it gives you an eco score. So I feel like it's judging me.
Right.
It gives you a score. Literally, it's on a scale of 100,
Mhm.
right? And so it'll.
And 100 is like 85-year-old grandma driving.
Yes, 100 is like there was no one around you at all, and nobody was in a hurry to get anywhere.
Flat ground. Yeah.
Accelerate at like 1, mile per hour per minute, basically.
No, that's pretty slow.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah. I think I was behind one of those people this morning on the way to work. Maybe very frustrated.
Well, you're not coming from the same direction as me, so it wasn't.
Starting to boil here. Starting to boil. So what score did you get? What score do you have on average?
So the day I brought it home, I got a score of 71, which is a C minus.
So you want to have 100?
Yes.
Okay.
The goal is to
So it's like bowling. The highest score is better.
well, in any game is the highest score.
Not golf.
Okay, fine.
And chess. I just learned chess. You
Chess
can.
doesn't keep score.
Well, I won. I won very easily. You guys were gonna be there for like hours.
You're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is. I don't think you know who you're talking
Well, we played checkers. I'll kick your butt. All right, so it's boiling away. So are you gonna worry about do you get like compensation if you have a better score? Do they send you money?
No, it's
or-
just that your gas mileage per gallon goes up.
Okay.
So I've had the car now for 3 weeks, and I have about 40% of the tank left.
Wow,
Right.
it's impressive.
So,
How big is the tank?
I think it's standard, like 16, 17 gallons.
Yeah, I got an 18-gallon tank, and yeah, I usually fill it up once and a half a week, 1.5 times a week.
Yeah. Well, my whole goal was to reduce the number of times I'd have to fill it up.
Yeah.
So I can turn off the eco mode, and I can change the screen so it doesn't show me the score. If I don't want to care about it. But at first I was angry. I'm like, 71. Who are you to judge me?
Yeah, but maybe it's like graded on a curve or something.
Well, so eventually you learn, and then you start driving better because you become subconsciously aware that this
Yep.
thing's judging you, right?
It's kind of like if you're driving with someone new in your car. Like I feel that way. Like sometimes if I drive by myself, I kind
I don't think
of
my
change
driving-
lanes quickly and brake hard. But if there's someone in the car that I'm not really close friends with, I might be a little
It just
gentler.
sounds like you're a bad driver.
When I'm by myself, probably, yeah.
Yeah, my
Remember I
driving
told you I
behavior
got
doesn't change
I
that
told you I
much.
got 3 moving violations in a month and a half one time.
Okay, that's my
Although
case.
one time, one of them was for driving partly on a median, but I was going by a Dunkin' Donuts, and that was super stupid. Because, you have a higher concentration of police officers near a Dunkin'
I don't think
Donuts.
that's true anymore. I think that stereotype has kind of died off.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You're talking about-
concentration. You like that? See, I threw a concentration. That's great. All right, the liquid's getting a little lower now. Wait, we're at 5 minutes so far. This is going to be a fun watch for them. Yeah, let's do an experiment. Let's
when I
talk-
said that you had filled this in real time, I was kidding. You didn't actually have to
Let's talk really slowly
look
and
at the
see.
liquid.
Whoa.
It's still going to sound like a chipmunk.
Oh, if they were.
Okay, stop. That's just another stop. We got a lot of the water that's evaporating, hitting the top part of the flask, which is cooler than the bottom, and that's why the water's recondensing at the top.
Gotcha.
Right? Eventually, all the water will leave, but the water at the top is going to be the last to leave. So we want this completely dry.
Shouldn't I start seeing some solid in there?
They won't, as long as there's still liquid at the bottom of the flask.
Gotcha. That's a better view. They do a similar thing with the cars with like State Farm and insurance companies. You can plug a device in and it'll do the same sort of thing. It'll monitor how hard you brake, how hard you accelerate.
It's optional, right?
It's optional, but you can reduce your insurance premiums.
So this actually has, it sends data automatically to Toyota, and you can opt in as to whether or not you want that data visible to them or not, right? And so I just opted out because I just don't like giving out extra information, for no reason.
Right. Have you ever noticed that you're better at like parking cars than you are at driving because of your, obviously your surname? Actually, I've always had a question. You might be able to answer this. Why do you park in a driveway and drive in a parkway? If anyone could answer that, it'd be you, right?
Parkway's not the only place that you drive.
Yeah, but you don't park in a parkway. And you don't drive in a driveway. It just seems kind of oxymoronic to me. Mr. Vanderark's asking where I am. He wants to go for a walk.
You can... We gonna have a cameo? Do you feel like there's more bells now just because we decided to film labs than there were in the
I
past?
feel like every lab we've ever filmed, there's been a bell that's gone off. Oh, hey, we are in the presence of greatness, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Mr. Vanderark and the Mick Partland himself. Mr. Mick, oh yeah, show those guns. Do you have a concealed carry permit for those guns? That's amazing. Guys, we're just filming a really exciting lab here. Concentration lab. You want to know what's something funny that happened? I told Mr. Park, Miss Fiore told him that we were going to film a lab on concentration.
Okay.
Or we're going to film an activity on concentration. Look, come here.
I need to think about that.
I walked in. That was a good one, Mr. Vanderark. I walked in, and they were playing chess. Like, they're not grading anything or preparing lesson plans. They're playing chess, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? What did you say, Mr. Park? What was your excuse for playing chess?
We were concentrating. You told us to film a video on concentration.
They totally misunderstood what I said.
How does Dr. Mario move?
Well, not anymore, because I actually won the game. I was told all you have to do is just, what is it, steal the king or take the king. So I just reached in, took his king, and the game was over. Seems like a dumb game to me.
Right?
Like, for feeble minds, I guess. I'm much more of a checkers fan.
How's the lab going?
Oh, it's an exciting one, Mr. Vanderark. We measure out an exact volume
Uh-huh.
of a solution, and then we boil it.
Do we know what the solution is? We do now. Gotcha. Are we trying to figure out the molarity of the solution?
That's one of the things.
Yeah,
Okay.
molarity, molality, mass percent. Oh, good stuff.
We used to do mole fraction, but not anymore.
I see you used a pipette to get a good accurate.
We sure did.
Nice.
And I thought at first you just have to go to the 5 mark,
Uh-huh.
but Mr. Park told me that was stupid.
We can't just use... Oh my goodness, relax. We can't just use those, huh? That's what my kids would likely use.
No, because that's not calibrated.
Last time I taught my general chemistry, they just ballparked those.
Yeah, well,
That's a lot of
is,
liquid to boil out. If they
this
go
is
along
honors
those lines.
chemistry. Mr.
Alright,
Mr.
we're starting to
Vanderark.
get some nice
Yeah.
solid.
So we're actually, most of this we were time-lapsing. So we had a nice discussion. Mr. Park was telling me about his new hybrid Toyota and how it grades him on his driving. And he's a C- student in terms of driving.
The eco score? You guys ever been in a hybrid? Gives you an eco score based on how much you accelerate and how often you're braking. My first day. All right, that was my first day.
Oh my goodness.
I'm at like an 88 now. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Good growth. And then I discovered there's an eco button, an eco mode switch. And when you do that, it totally like restricts the engine and it pulls more from the battery. I don't like that. So now I got it up to like a 93. Ooh, right.
Yeah,
So,
A minus.
That's right.
That, you know what, if you ever have a driving
Because
final
not everything's
exam,
behind you, that's the problem. Yes. Right. So,
if there's ever a driving final exam, having a 93 going in is a lot better than having a 72.
right. Alright, so I'm gonna dry off the water off of the walls of the flask there.
Hey,
near the top.
it looks like the salad's not yellow like I thought it would be.
Is that Pyrex? Yes.
Boy.
So we're just gonna let it sit, and then we'll wait in a couple minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we've let it sit for a while and it's cooled off. Ready to weigh?
Cool, I'm going to use these tongs.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get your grease on it, your oil. So we need the mass of the flask and the dried solute. That's what we're getting right now. Could have greased that track while we were waiting. 41.533 grams. Okay, so you just got the mass of the flask and the solute. We talked earlier that the substance was sodium iodide. So you're going to have to figure out that formula, obviously, determine the molar mass. We are not going to have a letter of the unknown bottle because we're only doing one of these, okay? And then your job, you now have all the information that you need to determine every single one of these values, including molarity, molality, and then we give you some practice problems on the back where you're doing a similar thing. Okay? All right, we're going to sign off. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hope you guys have a great day.